Hey, you guys, how you doing? So, yeah, you'll see my mug tomorrow. I have to do my nails. I have to, that's pretty much an all-day affair. It's ridiculous. All right, entertainment purposes only, you guys. Don't forget Sunday Live every Sunday, assuming the technology cooperates. 1 p.m. Eastern, Sunday Live. That is on YouTube. Now, this coming Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, we have our members only live. Okay, and I will get that. We'll get that members only monthly forecast out to you before Sunday. All right. Also on Sunday, we have our Zoom room. Now, this is on Zoom. You got to email me for the link if you lost it or you need it. Okay, for any reason. We practice uncensored freedom of speech on our Zoom rooms, and obviously it's on Zoom. I do not record, so therefore I do not post. We say what we need to say, and we end it with something positive or a schmudge or something. Okay? Some type of meditation, maybe. We'll see. We take it as we go. So we did the Pampered Pets. We did the Pampered Pets on Sunday. Now normally that's on a Thursday, but I thought that kind of worked out better on a Sunday. Okay, so we'll probably keep it on Sundays. And the next one's to be announced. It'll be sometime in December, third, fourth week of December. The holidays, things are very slow on YouTube on the holidays. So I think we'll probably do it after Christmas at some point, okay? Maybe the Sunday after Christmas. I don't think it falls on a Sunday. I don't have my calendar up. I'm busy making a video. Okay, so our third part, our part 3 of our tarot class, December 4th, okay? Not taking anybody on anymore, okay? Not for this one. The room only holds 50 people. All right, so if you need a tarot deck, okay, and this is for, you don't have to just be in a member or a participant in the tarot class, okay, to get the free shipping on Miss Denise's cards, okay? You either have paid the $25 for the tarot class, or you're just straight up a paid member here or a paid subscriber on Substack. Okay, now I have stained glass and I have Art Nouveau, and I'm still fixing up the Art Nouveau, which I really don't want to do because it's a beautiful deck, and I don't like desecrating my decks, but the boob tube here doesn't like naked people. There's a lot of naked people in the deck. So anywho, there's also the gilded Rider-Waite. That's just basically a golden color. This one is a Rider-Waite that has the meanings on it. And this is the Mucha Tarot. Okay? For those of you who speak the Spanish. Okay? I should get the deck just to learn a few Spanish words. I'm a mutt, okay? I have a lot of, I have mostly native, right? Mostly indigenous here to the United States, but I do have some Irish and some English and some Hispanic in me, for like, as an Iberian. Okay, so, wouldn't kill me to learn a little Spanish. All right, so anywho's, the deck that Spirit Team chose was our Lotus deck, our Crystal Visions. Oh, so we're going to read on the SNAP benefits / Medicaid, anything that has to do with that, because they go hand in hand, okay? So we're going to read on that and see what's going on with that after January 30th, 31st, okay? 30 days is in September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31. Alrighty then. We'll take it. 9 of Wands. Okay, so this is the Wounded Warrior. Protection. Okay, so I feel like congressionally... oh, thank you, Spirit Team. It's like the DOJ wants to get involved in this hot mess of him thinking that he's going to be taking stuff like that and unaliving people. Okay? Hold on a sec. Okay, cleaning drains and still battling fruit flies, you guys. I think they came in with the pumpkin. Okay, so anywho, we will be, I think we're going to be protected congressionally at first, okay? But if the DOJ has to get their nose in there, they will. I mean, honestly, you know, everybody's not evil, you guys. Okay? Everyone is not evil. Everyone in the political arena is not bad and awful. But we already know that we have to pick the lesser of the evils when it comes to who we support in politics. So we're just waiting for our healer, right? The wounded warrior. We're waiting on our healer. She's a-coming. She can't just jump right in there right this second. Not the way it works. And then we have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is about a higher calling. So I really feel like we as a collective are, you know, working on keeping our vibrations up as much as possible, working on visualizing her in instead of him out. That is, and I swear to God, every time I say this on a video, somebody makes a comment in the comments about, I just want him out. Did I not just say? That is not what we're supposed to be focusing on. We're supposed to be focusing on her in. Right? That's what we focus on. That's what we visualize. Forget the other stuff. The regime is there. Okay? The only thing that we can do is mind our part in raising the vibration to make things different. Okay? So that's a higher calling. So I feel like, you know, again, our collective efforts in the universe, you know, when we put out a wish, even unintentionally, the universe hears that. It's coming to us, okay? I promise you, it's coming to us. SGs are... The only thing SGs have ever been wrong about has been timing. Okay, and that's a free will issue. That's not because they were wrong. At that time, they weren't wrong. Okay, but energies change. Free will, biggest factor in the changing of timelines, or the changing of events even. Okay, so Page of Cups. So that's a message bringing something emotional. Okay, thank you, Spirit Team. So the Page of Cups is not in this deck so much, but in other decks, the Page of Cups is kind of slick and like a flirt and full of crap. Okay, so it's not so much a message that's brought to us. I mean, it will be a message, but it's more about the effect the message has and the reason why and that's the reason why we are given the message, to upset us, to tear us down. That is all they're doing here. They're trying to tear us down. Well, I'm a stubborn biatch, and you're not tearing me down. I might be torn down for 5 seconds, but that's about it. I learned from some of the best narcissists through my life on how to deal with bullies. I will not allow these buttholes to pull me down and keep me there. Stuff is scary. It scares me too. That's where trust comes in. Okay, new emotional beginnings. Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Death, rebirth, and transformation. And it's always a rebirth and transformation that about this card that I like the most. Obviously, the death part has to come first. Death, rebirth, and transformation. Eight of Pentacles. Honing a skill. So first out, while they're practicing their dirty deeds and they're actually, not for nothing, they're not, I mean, they're so in your face and with the crap that they do. It's because they don't care. You know, they just don't care. And it's hard to work with someone who just doesn't care. That's why we have to take it upon ourselves to keep our vibrations up. What they're doing is actually none of our business. We got to mind what we're doing. So Eight of Pentacles is about us. You know, they're again, right in your face with their BS, and we're like, And we're learning. Eight of Cups, a skilled trade, learning a skilled trade, learning a skill. So the skill that we're learning is how to keep it in the present. And we're learning how to keep our focus on the things that we want, not the things we don't want. That's why I harp on him not paying attention to him out. That's what we don't want. Him in is what we don't want, right? So him sitting there is what I mean. Him sitting there isn't what we don't want, right? So we don't look at that. Her sitting there is what we want. That's what we look at. That's all we need to look at. And the way it feels, it's more about how it feels when she's there. You know, when you watch her videos, how does it feel to you? I love her. She's no nonsense. I love this woman. All right, Two of Wands, people making choices. All right. Ace of Pentacles, that's two aces, new beginnings, a new power. Pentacles in my political readings is about power, new power. And it might not be her right off the bat. It might be eyeliner couch boy. Okay, Queen of Cups. Lots of cups here, you guys. 1, 2, 3, lots of emotion. Queen of Cups, that's the nurturer. She's the ultimate nurturer. Has all this compassion. So Spirit Team wants me to remind, and I have to remind myself of this, because I really had to look. I was watching a Geoprism, and she brought something up about holding space for people who are not awake yet, that we still have to interact with, or even people who are just waking up, who are PO'd. Gee, we can relate. I can relate to being PO'd, right? So, because I'm a human. You know, and I talk about this raising our vibration, but the truth is we're all human. Our job is to notice when we're not keeping our vibrations up. And if it's something we have to deal with, then let's do that. Look it right in the face, look it right in the eyeball and deal with it. Feel whatever you feel. Allow yourself to feel it, accept you're feeling it, and that's the only way to move on from it. That's our job. That's how we keep our vibrations up. There are so many ways to do so. More than one way. But at the end of the day, it boils down to, if we're trying to manifest something, it boils down to how do we feel that day. You know, on the days I'm sarcastic, I'm still a happy person. Because sarcasm brings me joy. Let's be honest. I love to be sarcastic, right? So, anywho, we got this, we got this. We're honing our skills, Eight of Pentacles. Two of Swords. People taking the blindfold off and making a choice. Which choice are they going to make? And that choice brings some balance. Twos. Twos are always going to be about balance. Two of Wands, a balanced decision. Justice. Oh my goodness, you can't make this stuff up. Yeah, this stuff is not, the SNAP, the Medicaid, and so on is not. I hope this answers, somebody asked a question. It was kind of very specific, so I hope this answers the question for you. The Justice card. This won't be allowed. The removing of benefits will not be allowed. I know that it's already been, it's not really that they've removed benefits for people. They have cut, I think, now my daughter hasn't experienced any, here in New York State, she hasn't experienced her food stamps being cut down. When she finally got them, she got what she was supposed to get, right? But I think other states that they've been cut down. I guess, you know, Nancy Hochul's just not putting up with that crap here in New York, so I like her too, honestly. Way better than Cuomo, don't get me started. But what they've done is, now listen, I can receive food stamps, okay? I could receive SNAP. I choose not to receive SNAP. right? I made a conscious choice. I'm not jumping through these ridiculous hoops, not even once a year for these people, because they make it, the system, the SNAP system is built for us to fail. The criteria is ridiculous. They said, oh, you know, if you're a couple of levels below poverty level, well, for the longest time, I was 5 or 6 levels below poverty level, and I still wasn't getting full SNAP benefits. You see where I'm going with that? So what this regime has done is made it even harder, which, you know, so my grandson finally started receiving a disability, right, because he's nonverbal autistic, right? So he received food stamps, okay? And I think that's like, if you're on disability, I think that's like one of a group of people, a specific group of people that will actually receive the food stamps. But again, it was already almost impossible to receive SNAP benefits. Now they're making it even harder, and they've changed the criteria. It's ridiculous. Okay, the Hermit. One step at a time. Just a reminder from Spirit Team. You can only go forward as far as you can see, one step at a time. We don't get from point A to point Z in 20 minutes. So I was talking about, Gia Prism was talking about holding place for people who are not awake or just waking up and they're angry. So I had to really look at myself on a personal level, and because I have a hard time dealing with nasty people. When people leave nasty comments, I struggle with that. I am uber sensitive to energy. I always have been. And I can feel the energy baking off those comments, okay? On the other hand, I feel the love in the communal and the respect from you guys that leave pleasant messages, right? So I had to ask myself, you know, Shelley, when are you going to get over that? And I don't mean to ignore the fact that I'm uber sensitive. I can't do anything about that. I've been trying to for 60 years. It's not the way that works. It's just the way I am. I accept that now. But the way that I allow myself to react to nasty people is what I need to work on. You know, be more mindful of how I feel when somebody leaves a nasty comment, or I'm dealing with a nasty human being in real life, you know, in my world, in my area. How am I dealing with that? You know, I got a couple of people that I deal with, some not often, but more than I want to, because never would be good. But the way that I feel when I have to interact with these two people. Okay, so what can I do to react purposefully? You know, react on purpose in a better way, a lighter way, a more accepting way. Because one of my character defects is I'm very judgmental of people who are mean. Okay, very judgmental. I have a hard time accepting people who are nasty, and I choose not to deal with them. But, you know, like I said, you're going to get one or two in your life. So, anywho, that really brought that out for me. How am I going to deal with these, you know, people that are mean? I mean, the compassion. Where does the compassion come in? And compassion isn't about making excuses for people's behavior, but, you know, all right? I don't make excuses for other people's behavior. Just because I find some compassion and some understanding and knowledge of why they do what they do and how they think even, okay? Remember, I'm psychic. And if you're putting off nasty energy to me, you just opened yourself up to me to read you. No, I don't run around reading people because it's rude, okay? It's rude. You need to ask permission before you dig in somebody's head, okay? So I don't just run around reading people. I learned a long time ago. It's a specified skill for psychics to not just dig in somebody's head, even though it's unintentional. Okay, I might catch a snippet here and there. But, you know, say I do a reading for you. Then you say to me that's your permission, and you just signed a permission slip for me to, you know, dig into your feelings and your energy, right? So, anywho, I understand why people do what they do. Doesn't mean I like it, and I'm certainly not condoning people's behavior. But it doesn't mean I can't be compassionate and understanding. These are, to me, lost people. Whatever they think and whatever their opinion is right for them. And whatever my opinion is, or your opinion is, or what we think is right for us. We don't have to agree with somebody else. But it doesn't mean that they're a bad person because they don't think the way we do. And it's not their fault, really. Most people are still living in how they were raised. Oh, the Chariot, fast forward movement. I didn't realize this was going to be a Can We Talk? Look, you guys got one on YouTube. I did one yesterday on Substack. Moving swiftly through chaos. Moving along. Moving through change. Finding a balance. Black and white horses, balance. 2 horses, balance. I mean, they could very well have put 6 horses on there. They have 2. And the 8 of Cups. Excellent. Walking away from a current situation. Two more, Spirit Team said. 2 more. Okay. Oh, there they are. Queen of Wands. Not afraid to move forward. Not afraid to take action. Queens are court cards. Court cards are judicial or military. So they're telling me judicial. And then we have this 5 of Swords, them trying to win at any cost. Well, no kidding. It's what they do. But on the other hand, the judicial system somewhere, or Congress somewhere, says no. You know, they're trying to win at any cost. They're saying, no, we're not doing it. You have no right to do that, and we're not going to let you. Of course, he does what he wants anyway, but everybody knows that. What is this? And, oh, sweet. All right. Perfect. Apparently a 3rd one came out. 10 of Cups. 10s are endings and new beginnings. You get a lot of that in tarot. Endings and new beginnings in some form or another. This is happiness. That's a happy little family there. All right, you guys. That was pretty good. Thanks for letting me run my mouth. I didn't realize I had all that to say. So we'll call this a Can We Talk and a Can We Talk tarot pull. What do you think of that, you guys? All right. Much love. Many blessings. I see you in the funny paper.